Hi folks! Welcome to Living the Skye Life. If you're new here, I'm Willie.
And I'm Sarah.
We're a musician and artist, and this channel is about our journey escaping suburban life and moving to our dream home, a 200-year-old cottage on the Isle of Skye in the Scottish Highlands.
Along for the ride are our two crazy but adorable pups, Jack Spaniels and Nori.
Join us as we experience the highs and the lows of living in a remote corner of a wild Hebridean island.
Almost exactly a year ago, we completed our huge renovation project, turning our stone outbuilding from a dank and cluttered space into art and music studios. But we left some of the jobs unfinished.
With summer still failing to make an appearance, we thought this was the perfect opportunity to get these jobs done. So I take on an ambitious joinery project to really bring my original studio vision to life.
And I finally get around to transforming a neglected area of my studio, instead of having piles of cardboard boxes all over the place, providing the ideal scenario for naughty puppies to make mischief.
Join us as our cottage studio makeovers begin. Oh, and stick around for a very important announcement.
If you don't already, please do hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with our weekly adventures. Join us as we continue.
Living the Skye Life.
It's almost exactly a year since we finished the byre, moved into our studios. If you did miss that renovation project, you can go back and watch it in all our old videos. It was a pretty hefty project. It took us 4 months. We took this dark, dingy, damp outbuilding and made it into these lovely light bright studios that we've got now. You might remember when we first moved in the corner behind you, I had a little ramshackle desk that had my printer on it and loads of boxes, and it was really messy. I got this beautiful sideboard which I found on Facebook Marketplace here on Skye, and it fit perfectly in the space and it made it look so much neater. But this side looks awful. I've got boxes of stock, I've got my recycling bin which is just sat on top of there so Nori doesn't eat it all. So there's a big cardboard box and another box on top full of packaging material. I've been holding out for some furniture to put in the corner there to use as storage on Facebook Marketplace. Nothing was coming up and I've just had to bite the bullet and go, let's just order what I need specifically from IKEA. It's a grey, rainy Sunday afternoon and I'm going to spend it putting together some IKEA furniture. Willie did offer, don't worry, he did offer to help me, but I like to think I'm a strong independent woman and I can put together a chest of drawers myself. We will see. Hi! That is what I've gone for, it's the Alex drawers. This is like a magazine. Let's continue. Right, I can do this. I started by unpacking all the different pieces, while my shadow Nori helpfully assisted with packaging disposal. Okay, so the body is built. I still need to do the drawers, but that wasn't too hard. I only went wrong like once, so that's pretty good going, and got it all together, so yeah, let's get cracking on those drawers. Someone got bored of terrorising me. Someone's woken up. Pretty sure it's just your dad in the shed. Go on then. And we're done! Yay! Drawers and everything. Hiya! They all pull out and go back in. Sort of. Ooh, uh-oh. I've got a bit of tweaking to do, I think, with the drawers. I'm going to hold off on that because it's quite clean, it's quite sterile, it's nice, but I think it needs a bit more personality. What I'm thinking is, inspired by my friend Laura, who's also an artist, we went to art school together and she lives in Vancouver in Canada. She has similar drawers in her studio and she's painted all the drawer fronts different colours, and I have lots of tester pots left over from when I had my old flat back in Stirling. I'm thinking if I give it a sand and get a key on it, I might be able to paint the drawers different colours. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah! Willie reminded me that emulsion paint probably won't stick very well to these drawers even if I sand them, so I'm gonna try and prime them first. imagine that wasn't the most enthralling of time lapses because I was painting white on white. But take my word for it, I did paint them. They'll be ready for a coat on top in 4 hours, so probably going to leave it for today. It is Sunday evening by now, dogs need a walk, we need to chill out, so I'll leave that for tomorrow and crack on with it in the morning. Okay, it's the next morning. I have just done another coat of primer on those drawers. When they're dry this afternoon, I'm going to start painting them some nice colours. In the meantime, because I've got my painting gear on, which is actually my old school sports sweatshirt, repping Gosforth High School here on the Isle of Skye. But while I'm in these clothes, I've got some painting to do for Willie because he's got a project going on of his own.
That was very kind of Sarah to paint those boards for me. What's up next is to give them a bit more of a distressed or aged look. Now, why am I doing that and what am I building? Well, you'll find out if you keep watching. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you may have worked it out by now. And if not, well, you'll see very soon. Here I'm using the same technique that I used with the rafters and the other woodwork during the byre conversion. With the boards having been stained first and then allowed to dry, then I used the sander to strip back some of the wood stain to hopefully achieve the appearance of worn, older wood. What do you reckon? Has this worked the way I planned? Let us know in the comments below. Well, that's the 3 planks now, all looking pretty distressed and old, which is what I wanted. Next up is the building project. And if you haven't guessed already, what I'm doing is I'm building some bottle shelves in the byre. I used to do an awful lot of bottle digging, and I've got some amazing old bottles right back to the Victorian period, even older some of them. So I'm going to make some proper shelves for them now. I've got one shelf at the back of the byre, but I'm going to make a whole series of them. It's going to be cool. I'm really looking forward to this project, so I hope you enjoy watching it. So here's the shelf as it is, and what I want to do is make all of this back area here shelves in all various sizes and all kooky little funny little cubbies. I think it's going to look really cool. That's if I do it well. But the first thing I need to do is get rid of all these bottles, so let's do that. There it is, so it's back to how it was originally. What I'm going to do now is put in some verticals first. Now I did think about putting holes in and putting dowels in and things, and then I thought, well, there's not much point because on top of here there's going to be so much weight from all the bottles, so I'll just glue them in place, the first ones, just measure them all the same and put them along in a line. The other end's a little bit more complicated because it's higher. I don't know if you can see that, and that's because here there's a wall that goes underneath all this. I don't know if you saw in an earlier episode, and that's why I built this construction on top of it in wood to cover that up. But the wall here was taller than the wall was there, so that's why that's slightly higher. So I'm going to have to work out the height, and I want to go over the top of the window frame there, just slightly. So I'm just going to go out to the shed now and just cut a few boards to put up along here, and I'll bring them in and glue them in place, and then we'll build from there. This bottle here is an old 1920s large poison bottle, and I'm going to use that as the template, so I'll make the shelf come just slightly above there, and then that'll be the first one. I have another one that goes between that shelf and the top there, but it's all going to be pretty, just make it up as you go along, which I like. I like doing projects like that. Right, so I make that about 33 centimetres, which is where I need to be above that bottle, and that's where my first shelf is going to be. So I need to cut some boards at 33 centimetres. I'm just going to go with what I've already built. If I build something that's perfectly level, and the first measurement that I did was slightly out, it isn't completely level, then it's just going to look really weird. So I'm going from the bottom up the way. If it's out slightly anywhere, well, that's the nature of this building, because everything is on the... That looks about right. I'll just glue these down now, and that'll be enough for tonight because it's quite late. Tomorrow the glue will be set and I can carry on with the build. Let's get these glued down. So I've glued these 4 in. I've got to glue this one in, which I'd forgotten about. I'll be honest, I just went out and cut this. This one's 29, they're 33, and it's because of this height difference that I mentioned earlier. So that's got to go there to support the end. That'll get glued in and checked with the set square, but it should be correct because I cut it on the saw. So I'm going to put that in place, and then tomorrow I'll come back. I should be able to put a board right along there, cut chamfers on each end, and then just slot it in, screw it in from the top, and then make the next shelf on top of that once I've cut all the boards to go on the top of that, if that makes sense. And then we'll do some horizontals as well, and that's when it's going to get crazy. But let's get this in place for now. That looks pretty good to me. checked them all with the set square, so they're all pretty much spot on, or as spot on as I want them to be. It's meant to look a bit ramshackle, just like the rest of the place. So cool. Tomorrow we'll come back and carry on. Right, it's the next morning, and these are all completely solid and ready to have the board on top put in place. But first I've got to measure it, so Sarah's coming to help me do that. Then I can get that board on and then build above that and carry on. I've got to get right up against that wall, right to the front of the things, and just hold that there. I'm going to have to be climbing, I think. Arguably, maybe should have taken the desk away first, but hey, hold away.
Why make life any easier for yourself?
Well, I know. Should have put my specs on, eh? 276.5.
Nice easy number to work with.
276.5. Now, is it going to fit? I won't be able to put it up there though because of the angle, so I'm going to have to take a little bit off, and I'll just chip away at it until I put it up and it works, because you know you can measure the angles accurately and all that, but I just prefer to do this way when I'm making something like this. It just looks more genuine. That's how they would have done it back then. So the angle is approximately yay, so I'm just going to go yay and cut it. I'm using an angle grinder with a coarse sanding disc to shape the end of the board. This might not be the accepted way of doing it, but it's very fast and very effective, so it'll do me. Yeah, cool. There we go. Looks pretty good to me.
While me and Willie have been working hard in our studios, we thought it was about time to put the boys through their paces too. Jack is really good at rollover. I taught him that during lockdown. Willie didn't think I could get him to do it, but over a couple of weeks I managed to get him to lie down first, and then I used a treat to sort of trail over his shoulder, and I managed to get him to roll over on command. And now I think it's about time that Nori learned that too. Can you sit? Good boy. Can I have a paw? Oh, both paws, thank you. Lie down. Lie down. Good boy. Lie down. Good boy. Lie down. Good boy. Good boy, Nori. Good boy, well done. Oh, good. Right, get down, monster. That's the primer all dry, so it's time to get painting. I've done a little test swatch of each of the paints. I only had 7 tester pots and I've got 9 drawers. What I'm going to do is lighten some of the colours up with some white paint so I get a kind of ombre effect going down the drawers. I think that's going to look quite cool. Five out of the 9 are done, 4 more to go. It's going pretty well, they're looking really good, unless you look very close up. And then you see the tiny bits of fluff that have got stuck in them, and I had a few little drips that went down the side. It's fine, cleaned it up. We're all good, we're all good. Okay, Nori monkey, do you remember what we were doing? Do you remember what we were learning the other day? Lie down. Lie down. Good boy, Nori. Sit. Wait. Lie down. Lie down. Lie down. Good boy, Nori. Good boy. Sit. Oh, big stretch. Big stretch. Lie down. Good boy. Wait. Roll over. Good boy, that was nearly it, Nori. Wait. Lie down. Good boy. Roll over. Good boy, Nori. Well done. Good boy. Good boy, Nori. Lie down. Roll over. Good boy. Good boy. Very graceful. Lie down. Good boy. Roll over. Good boy, Nori. Good boy. Hey, Jack. Did you hear us playing games? Sit. Good boys. Spin. Good boys. Jack, catch. Nori, catch. Good boys. Good boys. You're a good boy, Nori. How clever. How clever you are.
Right. Moment of truth. It's not going to fit. I can pretty much guarantee it's not going to fit. So don't get your hopes up, folks. Oh. Oh, it's not far off, you know. Right, okay, so the angle in this corner is off. It just needs to have a wee bit shaved off it, and then it'll fit right in there, I reckon. This side, miraculously, I seem to have got absolutely spot on. That doesn't happen often, but this one, I'm just going to have to take a wee bit off it and then it'll go in nicely. Hopefully that'll do it. Oh! Oh! So that's the first new shelf in place, and now I'm going to screw it in from the top. The ones on the end, I'll probably just put a little bit of glue in the end there. Doesn't matter so much, because I'm not going to be able to screw down the way. I thought about putting an L bracket in, but it's not going to be that good that low down. You'll actually see the L bracket. I am going to use L brackets further up, but you won't see them. I'll come to that later. But in the meantime, I just need to screw these down, put a little bit of glue in each end as well, and then that'll be that. Pretty solid, you know. Chuffed. Put a few more in, of course. So that shelf's in, and the next shelf I'm going to base on ginger beer bottles, which are these bottles here, stoneware ginger beer bottles. And so the shelf has to accommodate them, and therefore I'm going to make the shelf about here. So I just need to measure that, and then I'll cut all the verticals and put them in, and then I'll need another shelf to put on top of that. And there's going to be a lot more shelves as well, but we'll come to that later. Right, that's the next verticals cut. They're just roughly in place. Now, I'm not measuring anything, and I'm doing that intentionally because I really don't like symmetry. I like things to look rough and ready. I like things to look like they've been done organically and just a little bit weird. So here we go. I'm going to put some screws in these now from the bottom. Zip, 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 and put them all in place. Then Sarah's going to help me measure for the final board at the top. Sarah very kindly came and helped me. I measured up again, and I've taken the wee chamfers off, so let's try and get it in place. Fingers crossed. What do you reckon, Sarah? Is it going to go in?
Why not?
I hope so. Try if we get it right way up. That'd be good. Oh, ho, ho. Ho, ho. I don't want to damage the plasterboard, and I don't want to hit it with a hammer. Oh, oh. That is... suits you. That is absolutely spot on. You saw that, folks. You saw that. Look at that. What do you think?
Nice.
Hooray! Now, because it was me that built this in the first place, all this woodwork and this, well, most of this actually, I know where the joists are because I can see the line where the plasterboard meets each other, and that means that the joist is behind there. There's 2 points that I can put L brackets to the top, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to screw them right into the wall with long screws and then screw them down onto the boards at the top with the wee short screws that come with the L brackets, and that'll stop the whole thing from moving. I mean, it doesn't move anyway, believe me, but this is just to make double sure that it doesn't. Now that's right into the wood. I could feel the resistance. If that was just plasterboard, it just would have spun. So now I just need to get the little screws and somehow screw them down the way. The angle is wrong. Can I get this in now? Yeah. Right. That's in securely. Happy days. Okay, so that's it done for now. I'm not really sure if I'm going to put more shelves in. I'll see how I feel about it, because I thought I could divide some of these up. I don't know, I might just leave it like it is. But for now, I'm really chuffed with it. I've put these in just for illustrative purposes, so you can see what it's going to look like roughly. But then later on, obviously this will progress. I've got loads of bottles in the loft, and I've got lots in the house as well. And I want to display most of them here in my workspace. So this is really cool. I'm really chuffed with it. What do you reckon? Do you think it's a good thing to do? Do you think it was a waste of time? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, I couldn't resist it, so I put in a horizontal one there. And this shows off my blue and green poison bottles, or some of them, because I've got more in the house. But these look really beautiful in there, I think. So yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm on about. I can put in more of these if I want to, but let's see. I'll see what Sarah says as well. But yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. It looks pretty cool. Okay, I couldn't resist it. I had to put them all out. So here they are. This is what it is right now, and I think it's really cool. Let's have a look around. So we got Dundee Marmalade there, some Lysol bottles, big bladder bottles from Australia. That's a blue ink, some more Lysol bottles. And then all the stonewares at the top. These are all cream pots, ginger beers, ones that I've repaired and ones that I haven't. Some I actually collected and bought, but not many. And there's just so many cool things here. It's just really beautiful. This is a Bellarmine jug. This is quite old, probably 17th century actually. Colonel Bellarmine tried to prohibit alcohol in Germany. So to sort of take the out of him, they put his face on all the alcohol flagons that were for sale. I think it was something along those lines anyway. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. It really does look quite striking. I've always wanted somewhere really nice to display my bottles, and I can't think of somewhere better right in front of my workstation, which is right there. So when I'm making these videos for you guys to watch, I'll be making them in front of my whole collection. Since making the shelves, I wanted to make something a bit more special for my oldest bottle, the early 17th century Bellarmine jug. So here it is. I think he looks quite pleased with himself up there. An important announcement. While I love making tunes to go with our various weekly adventures, we also like to feature some of the natural sounds that we hear on the island, when the weather allows. We always get a lot of positive feedback about the relaxing nature of those segments, and we appreciate how lucky we are to live in such a beautiful and tranquil place. So we wanted to try something new for our viewers, to share these moments of peace and tranquility, and that got us thinking.
Rather than change the format of this channel, we decided to make a brand new channel to run alongside Living the Skye Life. We've called it Sit With Nature. The concept is that we take you along with us to these often remote and stunning places and sit with you as we take in the surroundings with only the sounds of nature, like a kind of mindfulness session. You won't feel isolated or alone, as one of us will be right there with you for the duration of the 15-minute videos.
There will be no regular time slot for these videos. Instead, we'll aim to put them out when we get a chance to. They're made with the intention of the viewer being able to dip in and out whenever they feel like it, to zone out a bit with us, so they can be watched repeatedly if you want to. The tagline, "A beautiful place to unwind," pretty much says it all.
Don't worry, Living the Skye Life isn't changing or going anywhere. Sit With Nature will run parallel and each channel will complement the other.
If this is something that you feel you'd enjoy, please do check out Sit With Nature and subscribe to keep up to date with the videos as they're uploaded.
The first video is out now and a link is in the video description
below.
This is one thing I want to solve in this whole studio organisation section. So this is my packaging material for things like my mugs and the antique bottles that we used to send, and it's called Hive wrap. It comes in a roll and it stretches out, and it's basically like bubble wrap, but it's made from paper obviously, so it's recyclable. It works really well, but this system does not work well. As with most things on this side of the studio, this was only meant to be temporary. This is a rack that I bought for potentially doing exhibitions, and you put your prints in and people can flip through it. And I just sort of put this here and it kind of works, but it kind of doesn't. So basically what I have to do is put it round to get enough that I need and cut it off, do the same again. And I thought, in the spirit of organising, I'm going to get this sorted. I've asked Willie very nicely if he'll make me a holder for it where I can just pull it up, cut it and go, and he's agreed because he's such a lovely man. And he had his tools out anyway because he's just finished the bottle shelves, so, you know, gets him out of the studio for the afternoon. So, that's what's going to happen. I'm very excited.
What do you reckon? Is that 54? So you've got that much space on each side? 54. No bother.
I feel guilty about asking him to do jobs like this, but he loves it. Willie put a frame together using offcuts from our previous builds.
I don't think I'm going to win any awards for it, but it worked.
Designing the Hebrides.
Undesigning the Hebrides.
Give Banjo Beale a run for his money.
I don't think so.
If it's functional, that's the main thing.
So I need to put this in here now, otherwise it's going to be wobbly.
Brace, brace.
Your thing will go on the top.
That's cool. You're a useful person to have around.
Sometimes.
He added a rod made from a repurposed paddle handle, so we didn't need to buy any new materials for this project. Yay! I better not get too excited and unroll it though.
No, don't know.
Lastly, I gave it a coat of paint, in seagrass blue of course, to match our planters. Spin! Good boys! Sit! Good boys! Stand up! Good boy! Stand up! Good boy! This is the test, boys. Right. Roll over. Good boys! Good boys! Sit. Wait. Roll over. Good boy, Jack. Roll over, Nori. Roll over. Good boy!
I'm sitting here, I'm editing this section with Sarah and the dog. I hope he does it again, but he just came in and started trying to interact with the computer when I was playing the part that Sarah was saying good boy, and well, let's see what happens.
Now sit. Good boy. Wait. Lie down. Good boy. Good boy, Nori. Good boy, well done. Oh, good. Okay, Nori monkey. Do you remember what we were doing? Do you remember what we were learning the other day? Come. Sit. Wait. Lie down. Lie down. Good boy, Nori. Sit. Wait.
Whose voice is that?
Oh, big stretch.
Can you sit
Lie
down?
down. Good boy. Wait. Wait. Roll over. Good boy. That was nearly it, Nori. That was nearly it. Good boy. Lie down.
Paw, good boy. He's giving me a paw down here. Good boy. Good boy, Nori.
Good boy.
Good boy, Paw.
Good boy.
Good boy.
Lie down. Good boy. Right, last try. Last try. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Lie down.
Good boy, Nori.
As always, folks, thank you so much for watching our video. We really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please do leave us a like, a comment, or subscribe to our channel if you don't already. It's free to do, helps our channel to grow, and it gives you reminders when our videos come out every week, Sunday night at 6 PM.
Remember, that's UK time. If you did enjoy the video and you'd like to support the channel further, you can do so over on Ko-fi. You can buy us a coffee or the dogs a wee treat, and what I really mean is help with the running costs, making these videos for you every week.
Or if you want to help us out more long term, you can join our amazing community over on Patreon, where you get bonus content including an extra video each month for helping us out.
Also, please do check out our new YouTube channel, Sit With Nature, to give it a fighting chance in what is the Wild West of YouTube.
As always, links to all of our pages and our new channel will be in the video description below.
Thanks again for watching, and we will see you next week. We're leaving our suburban life, moving over the sea to Skye. Are we chasing a dream? I guess in time we will see, when we're living the Skye life. Living the Skye life. That jump's love to get me in with.
Great!
Skills.
Let's get cracking on those drawers. I think there's 8. Maybe there's more than 8. 6, 10, 9. 9 drawers. There's 9 drawers. Then this afternoon when that's dry, I'm gonna start painting it some colourful. What? Colourful?
So the first shelf is now in place. Well, actually, it's the second shelf, isn't it? Because the first shelf was the first one that I made. We'll wash over that.
When those are dry this afternoon, I'm gonna start painting them some colourful colours. That doesn't make any sense. I forgot about you. Nori, Out the rubbish. When they're dry this afternoon, I'm going to start painting it colourful colours. Why? What can I do with that?
Click here to subscribe to live in the Skye life.
Click here to go back to the start of our adventures with our very first episode.